This is a song for my friends Jaret and Gary. They started a podcast and said a theme was necessary. They're just a couple of guys in a band that you know. Some rockstar dads who started a show. So here's the next episode.
Welcome to the Rockstar. Welcome to the Rockstar Dad Show. I think I'm gonna have somebody write us this because I don't know if I can keep just using this. I'm not sure if it's still funny.
What's the vibe you're going for?
It just says rock on the thing.
That's all right.
It's so cool that that you can do this though, but like I just probably need to write really what I should do is have. Because this is what Linus does for television, so I'll just throw him a few bucks and be like, "Hey man, can you just make us a music bed that's like 2 minutes long that we can use for the front of the show?" You know?
Yeah.
But this
something
is cool.
Something that's rocking.
Something that really cooks. You know?
Yeah.
It's me, Jaret Gary's here.
Yeah.
And oh, that's cool. It's kind of a loop. Neat. Oh, or you can, this is cool. You can loop, or you can tell it not to loop. Let's see how it ends. All right, so here we are. We're talking about the Rockstar Dad Show, and we've got a musical bed. Oh, maybe that's
it's coming back.
Is it?
They came back in.
They sure as hell did. All right, well, I just got to stop it then. For those of you who are just listening, that was Podcasting 101, while podcasting.
Yeah. It's content creation.
Content creation. Later on in the show, Steelheart is here. That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, and I, he has a name, but it does say AKA Steelheart on his bio, Are you with me?
Yeah, I was trying to think of like someone that like has a nickname that they go by. Yeah. And like people would just see him on the street and be like, "Hey, Shorty," but I don't know, but like I couldn't come up with anybody's name. So I guess what I'm getting at is like people see him and they're like, "Hey, Steelheart." Yeah. So maybe he just goes by it now.
I mean, his name is kind of hard to say. Like, yeah. It's I say it right later in the episode. It's Miljenko Matijevic.
It's difficult, but I mean, I've seen people see you at the airport and they're like, "Hey, bowling for soup."
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. I'm Hootie, I'm, oh my gosh. Oh, hey, bowling for soup. Where are the blowfish? It's very true. Oh, you're bowling for soup. No, my name's Jaret. What's yours?
What was the name we came up with? We had a big rehearsal for our golf tournament coming up the other day. We went and rehearsed for golf, and while we were there, we were talking about your Jaret Reddick project. What was the name we came up for the band?
Jaret Reddick and the something somethings.
The something somethings. That's so good.
Yeah. So then, what's funny is then we played a show 2 days later, and I was still hungover. I had a 2-day hangover after that golf rehearsal, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's golf rehearsal, so.
Yeah. And I was hurting so bad, dude. Like, it was bad, because after that, me and Dave, we were at Topgolf for, 7 hours?
Way longer than I expected.
Okay, yeah. And then Dave and I met Mark and Bonnie at Hank's and saw the refreshments guy.
I couldn't have made it to Hank's, but we were at Topgolf for 7 hours, but we didn't start drinking until we had been there for like 2 hours.
Two. I don't know. 2. When we ordered food, basically, that's when the beers came out. But we went and saw Roger Klein and the Peacemakers. Yeah. And that's, I think, where the topic of like, I don't really have but and then it became the somethings. But then, so I had a show, so the country band played in Houston at this thing, and there was these 3 people who didn't even know who we were, but they were having the best time up at the barricade thing, and just screaming at us to do shots and this and this and this, and then it became like this whole conversation, and then we did some shots. But I I called them the Enablers, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's not a bad one either. Jaret Reddick and the Enablers.
That's pretty good.
But the somethings is pretty fucking great. So I don't know. I don't know that right now the band doesn't want to have a name. They just want it to be me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'd say the Enablers is pretty great, you know, and funny and, you know, fun.
Yeah.
But the somethings, that's just like
somethings is so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad name for just a band. The somethings, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. It could be. You're listening to the Rockstar Dad Show. By the way, if you guys don't know this yet, if you're listening to us on Adobe Radio, which is we are on every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and again on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. But we do go to every podcast app, so you can take us with you wherever you go on Wednesdays. And you can also now watch us on YouTube or on the Facebooks on our Rockstar Dad pages. So make sure you're following us there. And if you are listening to us via the podcast app, why not give us a good review?
It's kind of fitting for a show called the Rockstar Dad Show.
Yeah.
To be like slightly behind the times and going, yeah, and we're on YouTube now. Yeah, we're cool with the kids.
Well, baseball started last night, Gary, and I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a late game. I'm kidding. It wasn't.
Woo.
But no. So Everett had his first game last night, and so the team lost their star pitcher. He went to select. And it was the right move for him. He's a lefty that could throw the ball freaking 52 miles an hour or something at the age of 10, and it's just bonkers, right? Kid works on his hitting. He's going to do something great. And then we lost another player or two that were good, but they got a couple of new guys and a couple of guys back from previous seasons or whatever. But it was a great night. Team came out crushing, and they made 5 runs in the first inning. We caught up with them that first inning or whatever. So it was a very close game throughout. But Jaret Reddick at his second at bat stood up there and hit an in the park home run.
Yeah.
And I lost my damn mind. Like he has hit home runs in the past, but I stood up and I'm jumping up and down. I'm shaking the fence of the screen that's like back behind the batter and shit. I was losing my damn mind just because, I mean, it's just been a while since he's played. And even, you know, his last season, if I'm being totally honest, like his hitting was, I think he was scared of the ball because it's when we had first started. We had only had 2 seasons of kid pitch up until that. And man, the fucking ball hurts, and the pitchers hit you when they first start because they're not accurate yet. Well, he's not scared anymore, and the kid stood up there, got his stance, and he hit this in the park home run. And you know, I don't put any sort of pressure on him, but that kid has had a pretty big couple of weeks. So he's at the final belt before black belt now. So he is called I don't know what I don't know specifically what it's called, but like consideration brown belt or something like that. But he has a black belt with a brown stripe on it now. And after this, here in about 8 weeks, he's going to get a black belt in freaking Taekwondo.
Holy shit, man. He's not even going to need a baseball bat. He can just karate kick that
I
thing
know,
out.
just karate kick everybody. But, you know, he's been going to the gym with Casey and seeing a trainer that like is helping him. And I think just his physicality is just getting better. And anyway, it's just a proud dad moment. I wanted to share with you. And you know what, man, we don't put any pressure on him, whatever. We just know that he can do certain things. And so it's just nice when he gets out there and knows he can do something and just fucking knocks the shit out of that ball. God, it feels good.
No argument there. That's incredible. That's awesome. Good for him. Yeah. It's funny you're talking about like no pressure on him. Not about baseball, but about school. Nick and I were just talking about this the other day, and like Tyler doesn't put in any effort,
right?
You know, but he doesn't have to. He's like making decent grades. He's in the honors classes. And he's making A's and B's. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not going to bust his chops to like make straight A's. I just don't know really what a little bit bump up in grade is going to change or benefit or this or that. I'm like, anytime he's dropping down and gets a C or something, I give him a hard time and go, hey, if you can't get the grade up, we're going to less video games or less this. But, you know, he doesn't really put in effort to be great at school, but he's getting A's and B's. What can I do? Right.
Yeah.
But then I'm sitting there going, but he needs to probably have something more at home. If it's not that he's studying, then he needs to pick up some slack around the house and, you know, do more work.
Yeah.
Whether it's chores or take the dog or, you know, there needs to be something else that he needs to step up and do.
Yeah. Yeah. I admit we're both the two older kids. I really wasn't too really big on chores. I mean, you know, they stayed busy enough and were just kind of always, I don't know. It just really wasn't a thing. And Everett asks for more responsibility. So, you know, all of a sudden now he's always been able to feed the cat, but we have 3 big dogs. And it's not as easy as just putting food in their bowl. Like you have to put the food in the bowl, then you've got to get the Australian Shepherd not to fuck up everybody else's shit. The 2 big ones know everybody knows where their bowl is and what to do and all that. But he started doing that, and then last night I was just like, you know, you want more responsibility. Like maybe you can start taking out the trash.
Yeah.
And instantly Casey just goes, well, you're gonna have to show him how to do it. And I just go, white bag, gray trash, blue bag, blue trash. You know, like
figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, just take it out there and shove it in the thing. You know.
Yeah. Tyler's really good about if I ask him to do stuff, right? If I ask him to take out the trash or take the dog or carry this to the car or whatever, right? But I where I'm coming at is I think he needs that. This is just your thing, and it needs to be done when it needs to be done. And I don't know. We're gonna figure out some more stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, man. I'll tell you, it's pretty nuts. Like what some parent, you know, and I think a lot of it is just where you are in your life and where you grew up and all that. But, you know, Casey Fisher, friend of the show, him and Ashley, their son Vaden, you know, he's only 8, and that kid has to clean up after the dogs. Like he scoops the poop.
Yeah.
And then, and I'm just like, well, how do you know he does a good job? And Casey goes, well, I'm quality control. And so he walks the yard and he's like, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this, or whatever. But that kid's, you know, that, and look, when I was a kid, we had that, you know, it was like I had to do certain things and my brother had to do certain things. And in fact, I was thinking about that, taking the trash to the curb when I was a kid, because we had metal trash cans and you would drag them because they were super fucking heavy and they weren't on wheels or whatever. And, you know, so there was a time where the trash can would just start to disintegrate in the bottom of it or whatever, you know, so like it would just leave like just a path, you know, down to the curb. Just
isn't that
really
such
gross.
A crazy thing? I mean, as recent as us being kids, trash cans didn't have wheels on them, yet wheels were invented like thousands of years ago.
It's
like,
so weird.
Someone didn't just, you know, 80 years ago go, hey, let's put some wheels on these fuckers.
Right? Yeah. Well, you know, yeah, that is weird. I mean, and also like somebody had to pick that thing up, you know what I mean? Like, and dump it in back then, you know, it's pretty fucking crazy. But anyway, I don't know. I'm going to tell you this. Look, let's take a break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you the chore that I had to do that really pissed me off. And I think I'm actually going to have the entire audience on my side.
All right. I'll have one that I didn't like, but I totally get now.
All right. We'll be back right after this with more Rockstar Dad Show. Y'all listen up. Welcome back to the Rockstar Dad Show. Coming up just here in just a little bit, Steelheart. You guys remember, I'll never let you go. I'm an 80s metal kid. It's I think arguably the greatest power ballad ever written. It's up there anyway.
And if you see him at the airport, you just go, hey, Steelheart.
Hey, Steelheart. That's right. Where are the blowfish? So my brother took out the trash, and then we had various things that we had to do. But my chore, because my parents had shitty ass toy poodles that just weren't trained and just sucked. And I have nightmares about it. Like, my chore was to pick up the dog shit in the house. It was an actual chore because they just knew that they were going to shit in the house. So somebody needed to pick it up.
I would have much rather had the trash job that your brother had.
He always convinced me to do the fucking worst ones, you know, like he could always trick me. Like, he tricked me into laying down in the car that the floorboard was more comfortable than the seat. And, back then cars had like a hump in the middle.
Yeah.
Where the drivetrain was, and somehow I fucking made it work. But, I don't know. He's always been smarter than me. But yeah, he got me to pick up the dog shit. And if your dogs are shitting in the house so much that that's a chore that a kid has to do, something's wrong with the situation. Like, the dogs fucking suck. And here's the thing that I think about all the time. They're not just shitting. They have to be peeing too. And then we're just walking around on that. It's so gross. And that's the filth that I grew up in,
That's pretty rough. Yeah.
It's fucking gross, right? And we weren't we grew up in a nice neighborhood and like it was a nice enough house and, but anyway. Then I forgot to say we had carpet. That made it worse.
That makes it much worse.
Yeah, eventually they got rid of the carpet and
see, I think my family would have got rid of the dog.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Well, you know what? I will say that in the last few years of Allie being alive, she couldn't make it all the time, and sometimes it was a real pain in the fucking ass, but we made it work. But
that's a different thing with the older dog, and also me saying that's a different time. Like, now people don't get you can't just get rid of a dog for some reason.
You can't. Well, plus
you're a total asshole. But in the 80s. People just got rid of animals.
That's true. But also, you fucking train them not to shit in the house.
Well, that's the first thing.
You know? Like, what the hell? God, it sucked, man. All right, what was the chore that pissed you off that you now understand?
So, whenever I was growing up, like, we didn't have a set, pick up the house or pick up your room or anything on the whatever day, right? Just whenever shit got too messy, it's time to have a Saturday where we pick up the house. But that being said, every time we were leaving town, like if there's ever a vacation or, going to a grandparents' house for a long weekend or something like this, just anytime we were leaving town, my mom was always like, we have to pick up the house and get it in order. And I'm like, this is ridiculous because we're not even going to be here. Who cares? But is whenever you come home, the house isn't crazy. And I totally get that now.
It is the best feeling in the world.
Well, we don't do that now in my house. Whenever we're packing to go on vacation, it's just a madhouse. Everything's insane. Yeah. We leave the house a dump and you come back and it's a dump. And then you're just unpacking your bag and making it more of a dump. So I totally get it now.
Yeah, man, we're lucky in that Casey and I'm for this. It's not just her, but I'm saying that like we're a united front here. That I like it to be clean when we get back too, but we have dog sitters and she won't leave messes because it's embarrassing. So like maybe there's a few dishes in the sink, maybe, but like everything else is straight and yada yada. So when we walk in after a trip, usually it's pretty fucking great. And but I do agree with you. There's something really relaxing about, and she's been so awesome. She tries to make it to where when I come home off tour, that when I come home, because I learned this in therapy, Gary, I like calm. And I actually didn't realize that I like calm as much as I like it. Like I thought
you say you love chaos.
I say I love chaos, right? But apparently I don't. I like chaos if I'm fucking throwing down, like at a show or whatever, like it's time to get, but like other than that, I like calm. And I had to go to therapy to learn that. It cost me $150 a week. And anyway, now I know. But she will have the house like clean and ready and like everything's like when I come home. And that's not her job to do that. Like it's just very nice. And it really does ease my anxiety quite a bit.
I can completely understand that. because I do like calm. I don't say I like chaos. I like calm. Like chaos is fun for a little bit, but I like to have the calm retreat.
Yeah.
And whenever we have, our housekeepers come and the house is nice, like I just feel, I feel like my life is lighter whenever that it's like that. Now, the problem side of things is my wife is a borderline hoarder. Yeah. Like it's there's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And we accumulate shit, and we have conversations that just never produce anything other than frustration about we need to get rid of a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And so I feel this weight of just crap. And we can clean up the house, pick up the house, and it lasts for a few days. And I'm like, I love this. I want to live like this.
Yeah.
But we don't have places to put the stuff because we can't get rid of the stuff.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, we're the same. So this is a house of two artists who are both, I keep my area the way I keep it, but we definitely have just stacks of shit, and it's like, I don't know. It's like somebody gives me something on the road. Like, I don't want to just throw it away. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Take a picture of it and throw it away or whatever. But like, I keep stuff, and it's weird. Like it's funny. I'm looking at right now. I've got in my studio right now 4 Super Rob comics, 2 Bowling for Soup DVDs, and 2 live CDs over there sitting there for no fucking reason. Like, why do I need that? Like, why, but it's there. But yeah, there is something, even if it's just straightened up chaos, it feels better, doesn't it? Like, that's the thing, right? It's like, but you know what? That leads into the whole, like, before the housekeeper comes, when I was a kid, sometimes we had a housekeeper and sometimes we didn't. But, my mom would make me clean my room before the housekeeper came, and it never made sense. I don't know why it never clicked. Like, well, that's fucking stupid. Why do I clean my room before they come clean? And it's like...
Well, they can't clean up over all your shit.
Right. Well, that's just it. They're not there to straighten up. They're there to clean.
I always joke that we need to start a business where we come clean your house before the cleaners come.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? Man, I have thought about like getting a professional organizer or whatever, but I just don't know, that's just it. Where do you put stuff? It's like a great example of it is Casey's, her license to do hair, her certificate, she gets it once a year, her Texas State thing or whatever, and it comes in and then it just kind of sits in my stack of bills for a year because my stack of bills, I have it and I take it from place. I put it where it goes. I have a little old mailbox that I keep it in. So when it's time to pay bills, I take it all out. I put it on the kitchen table and I do all that. And that's always just in the pile because she doesn't have a place to put that, she doesn't need a file cabinet or anything. There's just nothing. And she doesn't do hair anymore, but she doesn't want to let her license lapse. So anyway, I think a lot of times it's just places to put shit, but, I don't know. You know what? We got Steelheart coming up. I'm super excited about this interview. As I said, 80s metal fan. You hear this song all the time, and I can't, and again, they're still making music. Lots and lots of stuff going on. He's at the forefront of trying to take his band into the future of like making sure that they've got video things happening, and they've got a thing called Steelheart TV coming out. So we'll talk about all that coming up right after this. You're listening to the Rockstar Dad Show. Welcome back to the Rockstar Dad Show. And man, our group of legends that we've had on the program is just, the list is growing. And today, as I said earlier, Gary, this is the voice of the greatest power ballad of all time. Like, it's literally the flagship of all power ballads. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to have Miljenko from Steelheart on the show. Miljenko, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about you guys? Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. Are you in Denver right now?
No, I'm in Los Angeles, which is normally sunny Los Angeles, but it's been freezing, literally freezing. Today it's going to be like 31 degrees tonight.
Yeah. Oh my God, really? I bet everybody's probably freaking out. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's cold. So,
yeah, people freak out in
least
LA just if you get a few drops of rain. So I'm sure they're absolutely losing their minds.
I don't think I've ever been in LA when it was cold like that.
Yeah,
no, it's. Last night was cold. Today is going to be a little cold, chilly. But you know what? As soon as it breaks through February, it becomes, again, it's just only a few days. But it is what it is. You know what? At the end of the day, it's good to be alive.
Good to be alive. Well, and alive you are, my friend. So I will not tiptoe around the fact that I'm an 80s metal kid and that your song was a huge thing for me and my friends. But we continue to listen to metal even into our adulthood. And you, sir, have still got it. And it is awesome to watch the live videos of you out there singing those songs and absolutely still nailing them. Is it good DNA? Seriously, because, a lot of guys that from that era are out there doing it and can't quite hit the notes anymore. I mean, what do you attribute that to?
I got to tell you, the more I sing, the better and easier it gets for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And the worst part about it is when I'm not touring enough. Mm-hmm. When I'm at home and I'm in a studio, I got to rehearse and I got to rehearse by myself, which really is like pulling teeth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself up in because the band's all over the country. It's not like it used to be. You get a case of beer and you go to rehearsal and you hang out with the guys. It's a good hang, But now it's like by myself in the studio. So. But bottom line, it's all about taking care of yourself, try to do the best I can. And just literally, I mean, the more I sing, the better. That's literally the key for me is just keep singing, and I can't, I like to have a cigar once in a while, and, but the no smoking, you got to exercise. I mean, it's a big job being a singer, you got to take care of yourself.
Boy, the smoky clubs back in the day couldn't have been fun. I
actually, we would shut down and let nobody smoke in the venue when we performed. Yeah, we did that.
Good.
And also
good.
The air conditionings they used to put on stage, blow right on my face. And that's how you get sick. But
yeah, so I heard Jeff Tate does that too. I heard that he doesn't like the air conditioning on in the venue when he's in there. That's kind of a thing, just because that's something to do with the voice or whatever. I mean, you guys, I mean, it's magical what you can do, with your vocal cords. But I agree, I'm like that too. I'm 50 and I can sing way higher than I could when I was 25, and it's all just from usage. I agree with you. It's exercising the muscle, so to speak.
Yeah. Or you got bigger vice grips now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I got bigger vice grips now.
I love it, man. Well, you guys are, as you said, you're busy as always. You say you're in the studio, you're working on new stuff. Are we looking for a new album soon? Or I know you guys do have a new song out, "Good to Be Alive," which you actually have already said, by the way, sir. Great job. Great early plug by you. You know what you're doing.
Well, we have the 30th anniversary album that is out. It's not digitally released, but it is released through my website right now.
Okay.
And it is literally an amazing record that we put together. I re-recorded 4 or 5 songs. I can't remember. Sorry, I'm a little slow this morning. And but I did. Let me see. I did "I'll Never Let You Go" as a duet, acoustic, which is really gorgeous. We did "She's Gone" with a 40-piece orchestra and piano and vocal.
Wow.
"Mama Don't You Cry," 40-piece orchestra, piano, vocal. We did also. We re-recorded "Everybody Loves Eileen." It's just endless amount of great stuff that we redid for this 30th anniversary album. So that's out right now, and we had a little bit of manufacturing issues So it slowed down the process for the LP to be, because it takes forever to make LPs these days.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
It's like, guys, get a couple of more machines or something. You know what I mean?
Right. I've been saying forever, like, I don't understand why Amazon just doesn't build the machines and just take over the business, and like we're all just caught up, and then we just do albums now. But it's 9 to 12 month wait now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's 22 weeks. 22 weeks. So, so it kind of slow. Now we got to bring it back, but it's, so that's what's out right now. That's what we're focusing on and promoting. And also Good to Be Alive is on there. We All Die Young is on there. And then after that, but of course, I'm always working on so many different things that I've already started the Future project, but that's future,
Yeah, the Future is, and you're Steelheart TV, it looks like, which
I'm really excited about the TV. We built so many platforms, right now. I felt like, because music is it's just so difficult to sell music these days. It's basically free, so we create this music, and it costs an insane amount of money to do so. And we have this disease that we call making music,
right.
And then, we're just building other platforms to create, how would I say, to create a flow of cash so we can keep going, keep creating music.
Right.
And with the Steelheart TV, what we've done is not only do I want to do it just for Steelheart, but I want to do it for future bands as well, especially indie bands. I want to make a whole section for all different bands that are, working hard, to be seen or whatever. I'll gladly, make a spot for them as well. So it's endless. We got some, we're cutting a movie that we did a long time ago, the making of Through Rolls of Stardust. And we never cut it. And we just started that now as well. So it's endless, the amount of things we're doing. And I got to tell you, I could use a vacation.
You need a nap. You need a nap. I got to tell you this, and Gary, you may not know this yet, but I'm going to tell you right now. You are our second person that had a very large part in the movie Rockstar to have on this show, because we had Brian Vander Ark from the Verve Pipe, who played one of the band members in the show, but you were the voice of the singer for Steel Dragon. Yeah. Was that a fun experience?
Oh, it was amazing. It was a roller coaster for sure, of just anything you could think of making a movie. It was it. It was a intense, long process, believe it or not. Kept coming back in, recording, and it was more of me coming in and out, because they were just timing just timing movies.
Sure. Yeah.
The band, me, Zach, Jason Bonham, and Jeff Pilson. I mean, wow! It was it was unbelievable. We had a great time. We made some great music. We how would I say, re-recorded. The songs that we recorded. We everybody put their 2 cents into them to make them the way they are now.
Yeah.
And man, it was a successful movie. I mean, considering, just a quick story, I don't know if you guys know, but the reason that movie kind of just disappeared for a minute is because of 9/11. So the movie came out that weekend, and it was number 2 in the box office. And that week, they were going to release We All Die Young. And they put some serious promotion behind it, Warner Brothers. And they were really excited about it. And I was excited about it because, the writers, so it'd be like great for me,
100%, yeah.
Well, Tuesday morning comes and turn on the news and it's like basically, the whole country is shut down. And at the time, President Bush, he said, no words, blood, die, kill, or anything of sort on the radio allowed.
Yeah.
And immediately completely just went from being at 100% to literally zero. Everything just dropped.
Yeah.
So, and that's what happened. That's what happened with the movie. That's what happened with the song. It was just terrible timing.
Yeah, it's funny that no, it's not funny, but that happened to several artists. I think it was Ryan Adams that had the album. He was standing in front of the Twin Towers, and that came out that week. And then Jimmy Eat World had just released the album Bleed American, which was their biggest record, but they had to pull that off the shelves, and it just became the self-titled album. And so, yeah, I mean, I get it, but yeah, it just so was that. Was it was it something that then you guys just they took it all back and regrouped and did it again later, or was it just like this a total momentum killer? It
was a complete momentum killer. Yeah, it was done. Yeah. It was just terrible. I mean, Warner Brothers spent, I think, $60 million on that movie. Wow, and that's back in 2000. That's in 2000. That's right. Yeah. To, I don't know, what would that be? Maybe a $200 million movie.
Sure.
And it just completely ruined the vibe, the energy. But the movie still grew. It grew really big in the rentals, the DVD rentals, and it became really famous underground. Kind of weird vibe. It's just really, especially Europe, So it's still really alive. And not only that. Well, we may do a Steel Dragon at some point.
Yeah, so, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool idea. Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie, absolute great flick, and one of those things. Well, let's talk about fatherhood. How many kids do you have? What are their ages and names?
I have two. I have 30 and 32.
So grown.
It was early when I started.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, but that would be when they were born in the early 90s.
89. So
okay.
I guess like 80, what is it, 88, 89?
Yes. No. Okay. So
80.
so kind of the heyday of Steelheart. I mean, that's you're doing, embarking on your biggest touring, your biggest song, and becoming a dad at the same time. That's a juggle.
That was way too much. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. As much as I, of course, I would never give him up for anything, but I will say that was a lot. It was, the timing was just no bueno. And it was I mean, it is what it is. You can't time those things. Things happen and you go with it. But being 27 or 28, whatever, and having a child, and you're literally on the road, and it's the 80s, and it's all over the place. It's insane chaos, everything all bunched up into one pot. Rock and roll.
Hell of a juggle. Yeah, I mean, are you married to their mom? I mean,
I was. I don't want to get too personal. But
no, you don't have to. The reason I ask is just like what it was like to, to be, because, and here's where I was going with that. That's before, being able to FaceTime. You're still calling home from a payphone back then.
Oh, it was brutal. Yeah, the hotel phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like $800. One time, I was in Bangkok. Right, I was in Bangkok, and I called home, and I was so exhausted, I fell asleep with the phone in my hand.
Oh no! Oh shit!
I woke up. It was something, I don't know. It was something like a $1,200 phone call.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I did something similar in Australia one year, $800. And not good.
Yeah.
Luckily the phone company was forgiving of me, and I think they cut it in half or something. But my God, that's just crazy. But just what that juggle, and again, that whole 80s thing, and just the everything was just grandiose and just partying and just crazy, as you said, just craziness.
Could be a little bit of a blessing there as well, though, because every stupid thing you're doing wherever you are is not getting caught on whoever's cell phone.
That's true.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, I'll take the old days than today any freaking time, because I got to tell you, this is ludicrous. That's what I call it. It's just ludicrous. I mean, I think what burns me out more, and I'm sure that I will speak for all the other artists, is the social media. Mm-hmm. Trying to keep up with the social media, to try to keep up, to just to reach your fans mm-hmm. that believe in you, just to reach them. It is so much work mm-hmm. and money. And you can't just reach them just to, well, I'm going to send a message, or do a post and think you're reaching all your fans. You're not.
Nope.
You can't. You got to pay to reach them.
3% a post, I believe, is the statistic that you get. You reach 3% each time you post, and then if you want more, you got to pay. It's the biggest bait and switch of all time. Facebook, it wasn't like that when Facebook first started, and then all of a sudden, they were just like, okay, we've got you now. Here we go.
Same as YouTube. Same as YouTube, and now you have the streaming, and the streaming is just a whole nother racket. You know what I mean? It's I'll be honest, I'm being straight up. And I'm, it's like being an artist today is extremely difficult.
It is.
I love it. Look, this is in my blood. It's what I do, and that's what I would say to all the other artists: don't quit. This is what you do. This is your life. This is what you create, and you don't create for everyone. You create for you and for everyone. And your channel, and you channel the information and the love that comes through you. But considering the business side of it, I guess what I'm saying is just become so complex. And it's, I wish it would, back in the day, you got a magazine. Well, it's going to cost you $10,000 to put a billboard on that one page. Okay. Well, now you put 10 grand in, and you're going to have millions of people who are going to see that.
Right.
Now it's just a different world.
It's a different world, and it's one of those too. But you seem to be one that is keeping up with it. I mean, there's other guys, from that era that are really good at it too. And but it's funny. It's so much access. As you said, the magazine thing. It's like we knew about artists back then. What Hit Parader, told us about those artists each month. Now, I know what Nikki Sixx has for breakfast every day because he has to post it in order for people to go see Motley Crue play.
Yeah, on the flip side, from the fan point of view, it's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like, when we post something, Jaret, 3% of people may see it, but if someone wants to find it, they can go find it.
That's right. Yeah, from a fan's perspective, it's awesome. But we have trained them to have shorter and shorter and shorter attention spans because
100%.
We're just feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. And there's nothing we can do about this. This is just the way it is now. We have to continually feed the machine.
It is. Again, it is what it is. Am I complaining? Yeah, a little bit. I'll be honest. Of course, we have to complain a little bit. But just not too much, because then you burn yourself out. I'm just saying this. It's like you're absolutely right. The people will find it if it's like when we're performing. We start post maybe 2 weeks before, and then a little closer. But then literally like 2 days and the day before and day of that's when we post most of the socials, because then people remember it. Otherwise, if you post 2 weeks, we're playing down a road, they'll forget, or something else, different plans come up. And, it's a busy, I guess what I want to say, it's a really busy time of life.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to find their place. Everyone the beauty of it is that everyone has an opportunity to jump on the platform, where before it was if you get signed to a label, you're going to get heard. But if you don't get signed, forget it. It's just useless. Right. That's what it used to be. So now, the challenging thing is that when you're competing with all these genius young kids that are genius marketing guys, you know what I mean? They're like, it's like
I know.
You gotta break through them to get to your fans.
Yeah.
So,
Have you gotten into like Facebook ads and stuff like that? Because that's the most confusing thing in the whole wide world. Like we had to hire somebody finally. I mean, it was just like, we have to now have a guy to do this because it is so complicated. I mean, my God, it just, there's a lot to it.
Yeah. I have a huge team. I have a big team that literally, with Jamie, my PR publicist, we got Steve, we got Emma, we got Charlie, we got Aaron, we got Stefan. It takes so much to be an artist today.
It does.
And that's one of the movie that we're cutting. That's I filmed it of what it takes to make a record today of an artist. And that was the whole concept behind it. And now I'm going to add more to it, exactly today's world, what it is, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. You got to keep it up. But there's no way I could do this alone.
Right.
It's like you just said. I mean, it is, you got to go to college to understand Facebook. You got to go to college
you
to
really
understand
do.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
at least
market.
social media college. Yeah. I mean, at least out there.
Or just grow up with it and then you understand it perfectly because, every younger kid just gets it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not as easy as that. It's because when you get into the Facebook marketing, the YouTube, the Google ads, and all of this stuff, it's very strategic. It's strategic where to place it, who to place it, how to place it, when to place it.
Yeah.
And these ads are very strategic to reach, because what happens, even if you reach, let's say we have about 150,000 on Facebook. Let's say you put an ad, and let's say you reach 80,000 of them. You pay the ad, and you reach 80,000. That doesn't mean it'll reach all of them, because by the time, if they're following 1,000 people, but they'll see that if they don't see you in that hour, you come all the way down to the end of the line. You know what I'm saying? It drops down. It drops down, and they may never see it.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge, man.
With all of this going on with you, and as you said, you got all these new platforms, you got the new TV stuff, you got the new record, and all of these things. What are you most excited about? Are you getting back out on the road?
I think performing live is always the most exciting for me. Getting on a plane and going to, India or to China or to, or to Wisconsin,
Sure. Yeah.
It's, when you're out there, things are happening because it's just an energy, people coming to the shows, people talking about you. You got things to talk about, on your socials, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I mean, everything that we have built is exciting to me. We built an amazing store, the Steelheart store. I don't know if you guys seen it. We've got we started a piece by piece, a whole jewelry situation,
Oh, cool.
Let's see this one.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Any of that man, that's I mean, out of the box stuff like that is so, it's just brilliant, and it's it's things that your fans can get for each other, and it's just thinking outside of the box. That's what we got to do today. As you said, we can't make money selling music. It's so expensive to travel. It's hard to make money playing music. It's just like we got to think outside of the box.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct, and that's what I'm saying. And also, with respect, I mean, the fans, they have to understand that, you know, because I've heard so many conversations, and seen, YouTube, whatever, and people really say, "Hey, music should be free." I say, "Well, I agree. Okay, it should be free, but just let's not forget that we too have electric bills."
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah.
If you want to sustain us like Buddhas, okay. Then I'm okay with that. But otherwise, it's like, hey, you got to buy a T-shirt. You got to buy something to keep this train, rolling. But SteelheartStore.com and your official Steelheart on Facebook, Steelheart 101 on Instagram,
and Steelheart Official on TikTok.
Facebook, TikTok, if you just put Steelheart in, I'm sure you'll find it. Steelheart.tv. And if you go to Steelheart.com, you go to the mama ship, Steelheart.com. Everything is there. Just go up there, push whatever button, it'll take you everywhere.
Man, it's been a real pleasure, Miljenko, and man, thank you so much for doing the show, and hopefully we'll run into you on the road sometime.
I look forward to it. Thank you for having me, guys, and enjoy your day.
Thank you so much. And to all the listeners out there, thank you for listening to the Rockstar Dad Show. Don't forget to check out our brother podcast, Dadcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will see y'all next time. Y'all be good.
This is a song for my friends Jaret and Gary. They started a podcast and said a theme was necessary. They're just a couple of guys in a band that you know, some rockstar dads who started a show. Until the next episode.